What's up guys, Walking Bucky here. Today I'm making another video that a friend told me he wanted me to do, so I'm gonna do it. And it's predicting the 2019 draft class career trajectory, so like where they're heading in my opinion. And this is basically like, if I think a player's gonna boom, like a guy who didn't do really good his rookie year, could do really good in like 5 years, I'm having him at higher tiers. And I think a guy who just had a lucky rookie year and could be going down will be going lower. But if you want to know where I put players, you'll have to find out. Just know these are my opinion. You could have a player in a different tier. There's going to be one player you're really going to disagree with. I hope you really don't. But it's your opinion, not mine. It's not my opinion, it's not yours. But comment down below your thoughts and any of the ideas. Drop a like because you already know it's going to be a banger. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. At 72 right now, it goes 100 by the end of the year. But now let's get started. Before we start, there are going to be 6 second rounders that I think you should watch out for in the future. Nick Claxton really has amazing potential, can really do a lot of things well, and with DeAndre Jordan being really old and Jared Allen probably going to ask for a lot, maybe even getting flipped, Nicholas Claxton could be the future center for the Nets. Carson Edwards has Isaiah Thomas type potential, but has really the ability to probably do it for longer. Maybe not no MVP type Isaiah Thomas, but could really break out to a 20-point per game scorer. He's really built like that. Daniel Guy, for a nice center for the Bulls. He really had a great year last year. Hopefully, without Thibs, he could have a really good year off the bench. Eric Pascal, you know what he did. You know what he's going to do for the Warriors and the Masons going forward. Bol, a unicorn. He's going to get more minutes with Mason Plumlee out. This is his chance to break out and potentially reach that star potential people think he could reach in future years. And Kyle Guy, you may be surprised about him, but he's a high IQ point guard, and I feel like he could be a really good backup point guard for a very long time. Now for the tiers, I put these players are, there's 9 tiers. Once in a generation, superstar, star, all-star, quality starter, 6-man / low-end starter, bench depth, bench warmer, and scrub. So let's start from the bottom. We're gonna have scrubs, and I put 2 players in there. No offense, because any player who makes the NBA is not a scrub, but compared to other NBA players, I think they'll have a scrub type career. And the first guy I'm gonna mention is Mfiondu Kabengele, big man for the Clippers. I really don't see the upside in him or what he could really become. He was a 27th pick in the draft, and in 12 games averaged 3.5 points and 0.9 rebounds. As a 6'9" center, I don't really know what he could really be. I have him having a scrub career. Low-key seeing him be out in the league in like 4 years. Wouldn't be surprised. And the second person I mentioned is Romeo Langford, who was picked 14th by the Celtics, and this one was a bold take. And you may be saying like, oh, he had a really bad rookie year, but he's definitely gonna bounce back. A 35% from the field and 18.5% from the 3. It's just really rough. I don't know how he's gonna really bounce back from that. I know he's gonna get more minutes and probably get more development. Maybe Evan Turner can develop him into something, but I really don't see it happening, especially with a lot of guards with future and a good wing and Aaron Nesmith. I really don't see him being anything special on any team. The next tier we're gonna have is a bench warmer, and I have 4 players in there. The first person I'm gonna mention is Dylan Windler of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The reason why I didn't put him as a scrub is because I think his shooting will get him ways in the league on rosters, but I really don't see him getting any valuable minutes. Didn't even get to play last year. I think he could become an okay player, but I really don't see him getting much valuable minutes. Next, I'm gonna have Ty Jerome. He's also another high IQ point guard, but I'm a little more of a fan of Kyle Guy than him. Last year in 31 games, averaged 3.3 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.4 assists, but shot 33.6% from the field, 28% from the 3. Not very good splits. I don't really see him being anything special. Next will be Luka Samanic, who was the 19th pick. I think the Spurs really, with Pop, I feel like he could really help develop this young core, but I don't think he's going to stay for long. And I don't know how good Tim Duncan will be in developing his young core. Maybe he can make Luka Samanic special, but I feel like he was very underwhelming, shooting 31% from the field last year, looking really inefficient, was not very athletic, and I really don't see him being anything special. And finally, this one's going to surprise you, but the 15th pick, Sekou Doumbouya, I really just don't like his situation with the Pistons, and I feel like the first years he spent with the Pistons is what's really going to ruin his development, especially with them stacking up on power forwards and centers and a bunch of forwards. He's not going to get many minutes, not going to be able to develop the way he should be, and he's just going to turn to an athletic forward who was never used correctly, going to turn out to be a bust that no one really expected him to be. He'll still make rosters because he still has such high upside, but he really won't be anything special. But I want to consider him a scrub because he even had an okay rookie year, averaging 6.4 points, 3.1 boards, and showed a lot of high upside, but I just don't see anything special with Detroit. Maybe if he finds a way on another team, maybe he can change it around, but I think that's unlikely. We got 6 players who are going to be included on bench depth, and we're going to start that off with Keldon Johnson, who was the 29th pick in the draft by the San Antonio Spurs. I was not really huge on him, only averaged 9.1 points and 3.4 rebounds, but what he showed me in the bubble really made me high up on him, shooting 59.6% from the field, 59.1% from the three. I'm not going to be that guy that said, oh, he's super efficient, he could low-key become an all-star someday. I really don't think that, but I think he could really become a valuable bench piece on a good winning team. That's the Spurs were trying to compete, and he was one of their bright spots. Next player I'm going to have on bench depth is Nassir Little. I think Nassir Little, he's going to get more minutes opening up with the Blazers, as their forward depth is alright, but it could still be better. And Nassir Little just fits what they want. A forward who can really defend. Hopefully he can make that 3-point shot consistently more, and maybe I can move him up a tier. But hopefully Nassir Little, I think he could really become a really good bench piece. I thought he was a steal when he got picked at 25, but he had a rough rookie year, but I really think he could bounce back from it. The next player I'm going to have on bench depth will be Grant Williams. He's already being a bench depth right now. He's really valuable for the Celtics bench, but I really don't see him growing super much from it. He'll be, of course, being more efficient, only shooting 41.2% from the field and 25% from the three, but I really don't see him having much of a bigger role. He can really be a good 7th to 8th man on a winning team at his peak, after averaging 3.4 points and 2.6 rebounds his rookie year. He was low-key playing some small ball 5 when Daniel Theis was getting in foul trouble. He was able to handle himself, and he was making some big plays and getting some big stops when the Celtics need him. And hopefully he can build on that for the future. The next player I'm going to have is Goga Bitadze. I really have him as good bench depth because he's been a valuable backup big behind Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner. And I feel like that's what his role is going to be, being a really good backup big for multiple teams, averaging 3.2 points and 2 rebounds per game. He's able to shoot threes. He's willing to shoot threes. He's not making them consistently, but he's able to take them, which is a good sign, especially if he can start consistently making those. That'll be really valuable for a team if he can space the floor and be able to provide rebounds very well. His per 36 stats look decent, averaging 13 and 8, which I don't see him getting 36 minutes ever in the league, but I feel like he could be a solid 20-minute per game guy if needed. Next up is the 16th overall pick, Chuma Okeke, which some of y'all probably don't know who he is, but just know I saw him in Auburn, and I know he's going to be a really valuable player for a lot of teams. Last year, he didn't play. The year before in college, he averaged 12 points and 6.8 rebounds, and he shot decently well, shooting 49.6% from the field, 38.7% from the three, 72.2% from the line, and his value during the NCAA tournament was amazing. He could have been a couple picks even higher, but that huge injury he had in the tournament really stalked him down, took him out for a year, but I feel like he could be a really valuable bench piece. And finally, Jarrett Culver, which some of y'all be thinking he should be lower, and some of y'all thinking he has the potential to be higher, but I'm right in between. He had a rough rookie year, only shooting 40% from the field and 29.9% from the three as the 7th overall pick, averaging 9.2 points and 3.4 rebounds. But I feel like he's going to be able to produce that much, but even be even better rebounder, be even better playmaker, be even better defender, and be a little bit more efficient. I see him as around the 9 to 10 point guy off the bench, but he's probably going to be like a 10, 5, and 4 guy, shooting like 46, 36. I don't even know how good from the line. If he doesn't improve from that 46% free throw shooting, he's not going to be very valuable in the league. They're going to pull a hack-a-shack on a guard, man. That would be super tough. But yeah, Jarrett Culver, I see him being a valuable bench player in the league. Next up, we got the 6-man/low-end starter. First, we're going to start with the 28th pick, Jordan Poole, who I think will become an absolute bucket getter. I see him more as the 6-man role. He had a really inefficient year, averaging 8.4 points, 2.4 assists, shooting 33.3% from the field and 27.9% from three. Yes, it wasn't the most efficient year. Probably a really awful efficient year. But being behind guys like Curry and Clay could really help him develop. And I feel like he could be a really good 6-man. Do I see him winning a 6-man of the year award? Probably not, but I feel like he could really be a really good 6-man for a valuable team. Next, we're going to have the number 11 pick, Cameron Johnson. I see him more of the low-end starter role. I think he just fits what a lot of teams need. A guy who needs a good floor space, and he's willing to do that. 8.8 points, 3.3 rebounds, shot 39% from the three in his rookie year. Just his rookie year. He definitely has a lot of high upside. And if he was playing 36 minutes per game, he could be a 15-point per game scorer. He could be a really efficient, he could have the role of Dallas Bertans, but like an even better defender than him, and being able to be a little bit more versatile than him. I feel like he could be a really valuable starter for a team. Not as valuable as some other guys that have above him, but he could still be a valuable piece. Next up, we're going to have Coby White, which y'all may really disagree with, but I see him as an elite 6-man in the league. He had a pretty good rookie year after starting off bad, averaged 13.2 points, 3.5 boards, and 2.7 assists. But I just really see him being that Lou Will type scoring guard off the bench, being able to put in the starting five at clutch time. I see him being a 2-time 6-man of the year winner in my opinion, but I don't see him being like an elite starter on a team or like a really, really valuable piece on the championship team. I just feel like he'll be a really good off the bench piece. Like he could be the 3rd best player or 4th best player on the elite squad, but not in the starting role. I feel like his defense won't live up to where he wanted to be, and his value will be in the same place as Lou Williams from. The final player is Darius Garland, who I really wasn't a fan of during draft day, but I still think he could be a really elite scoring guard. He averaged 12.3 points per game and 3.9 assists per game. I think he led the team in assists. He's not going to be a very good playmaker in my opinion, but he'll be able to develop a really good scorer, which is why I think he could be a good 6-man. I don't see him winning 6-man of the year awards like Coby White, and I feel like Coby White would be a better player than Darius Garland when their careers are said and done, but I still feel like he could be a really valuable bench piece. I have a bunch of players I put in the quality starter piece, and we're going to start it off with Darius Bazley, who was the 23rd pick in the draft, averaged 5.6 points and 4 rebounds, but I feel like he's going to have a breakout year. He was one of the guys who had super high potential, but needed a good development staff to untap it. I feel like playing other young guys who need potential to be tapped, that'll break him out. Giving him more PT next year is what's really going to help him. After playing almost a full year, he averaged 5.6 points and 4 rebounds. Wasn't the most efficient, but he is athletic. He can knock down threes, shooting 34.8% from the three. He's a confident player. He looks like he could be willing to play on the defensive end, especially could be a decent shot blocker. And I feel like it could be a really valuable starter on a really good team in the future. Next up is Brandon Clarke. As you can see, he basically did that on an almost playoff squad. He averaged 12.1 points and 5.9 rebounds on 61.8% from the field and 35.9% from the three. He was probably the most efficient rookie in the league, and it was just his first year. One of the most efficient players in the league. And it wasn't he taking a small volume, he was taking a 3 a game for 58 games. He was taking threes, and he was doing it in only 22 minutes per game. Imagine what he'll do when his career is all said and done. He's going to keep developing, and by the time he's like 25, 26, probably his like 3rd or 4th year in the league, he's going to be a really good stud on a really good team. Especially with the Grizzlies roster only getting better and better, he's going to be super valuable for him. Next is going to be Matisse Thybulle, and if you're doubting that, I don't even know why. He's going to be a really good 3-and-D wing, but more emphasis on the D. But because I can see this man potentially being an all-defensive first-team type guard in the future. I feel like he's going to be really valuable for a really good Sixers squad, if on the Sixers. Next is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, which may surprise you, but I feel like he's going to be one of those guys who's going to be able to break out and be really valuable. After last year, averaging 5.7 points per game on 36.8% from the field and 34.6% from the three. I think he could low-key become JJ Redick, who can create a shot even better. He's able to knock down threes. He's willing to catch and shoot threes. He's willing to create a shot even better too. And I feel like he'll be a really valuable piece to a lot of teams who need shooting. He'll really develop to be a really good shooter on a really good team. Next up is PJ Washington of the Charlotte Hornets. He's a stretch big who had a really good year with Charlotte, averaging 12.2 points and 5.4 rebounds. And if y'all saying, oh, he's moving his production on Charlotte, one, he was pretty efficient, averaging 45.5% from the field, 37.4% from the three. And the Charlotte Hornets almost made the playoffs. They were the 9th seed last year. Imagine what he'll be in 3 to 4 years. He's able to put even more efficiency like this, maybe becoming a 14 to 15 point per game scorer and like 8 rebounds a game, shooting 38% from the three. He could be a really good piece for a really good team. Next, we're going to have Rui Hachimura. He made all-rookie team last year after averaging 13.5 points and 6.1 rebounds. I would put him in the All-Star, but I really don't see him fixing his three-point shooting woes, especially when he's going to be playing with the Wizards, with Russell Westbrook, a non-shooter, and if he's just a non-shooter, he won't really be able to like open up a three for himself. But I see him as a really good shot creator for a lot of teams. And hopefully he can develop to a playmaker, because that would really develop his game to the next level. As Denny is able to play make well. Imagine if he was able to play make well with Russ. That would be just way too scary for Beal. Next up, we're going to have Jackson Hayes, which some of y'all might not be a fan of, but I'm just really high on Jackson Hayes. He's an athletic beast. Averaged 7.4 points, 4 rebounds, and 0.9 blocks in 16.9 minutes per game for 64 games. I feel like he's what the Pels need, and even now on the Pels, he could be a really elite shot blocker, can definitely be a starting center, as guys like Tristan Thompson was a starting center on the championship team. I think Jackson Hayes could be even better than that, and he's taken a couple threes and made one before. I can see him developing a three-point shot and becoming a floor spacer, maybe having a Serge Ibaka type impact. That would be really special. And finally, DeAndre Hunter. He's going to be one of those, another elite 3-and-D wings, but he had a kind of inefficient rookie year as the 4th overall pick. But I wasn't surprised. They put all the defensive pressure on him, which made him struggle on the offensive end. But as he eased up, he got better as he averaged 12.3 points and 4.5 boards, 41% from the field and 35.5% from the three. He's going to be really special as a 3-and-D wing for the league for years to come. Next, we're going to have All-Stars. Now I have 4 players on here, which I think you may consider 2 of them really questionable, but I think they could really hit All-Star level. Starting with Kevin Porter Jr., who was a bucket and had an underrated rookie year. Didn't make an all-rookie team even though he averaged 10 points per game, 3.2 boards, and 2.2 assists, shooting 44.2% from the field and 33.5% from the three. He's athletic. He's able to create a shot. He is not a bad defender. He had a pretty okay defensive year in my opinion, and I feel like he could develop to be even something special. He could be even better, as he was only 19 years old. He has a lot of development left that people don't even know about. The fact he fell to 30, I think the Cavs got a stud. I don't see him finishing his career with the Cavs. I feel like he's going to be an all-star elsewhere, as they're going to probably get the keys to Isaac Okoro. I see Kevin Porter Jr. being on another team and probably being an all-star. Next up, we're going to have Tyler Hero, which y'all may say I'm just being recency biased. But he had a really good rookie year all around, averaging 13.5 points, 4.1 rebounds, 2.2 assists, shooting 39% from the three. He was doing it before he even made the playoffs. And in the playoffs, he just put a step up, and that just made an even better case. Averaging 16 points, 5.1 rebounds, 3.7 assists, shooting 37.5% from the three. I feel like he's going to be a bucket, and I see him being a 3-time All-Star. My next All-Star, we're going to have Cam Reddish, who averaged 10.5 points, 3.7 rebounds, had a really inefficient year, but he really stepped it up the second half of the year. And I feel like the second half of the year is what we're going to see a little bit from Cam Reddish more consistently next year. And he's just going to keep on building from that and building on that until he becomes an absolute stud, where I feel like he's going to be a one-time All-Star in his career, especially since he has defensive potential to become a defensive stud. along with an elite offensive game, I feel like he could have an even better career than DeAndre Hunter, who was picked higher than him and are on the same team. And finally, my last All-Star is going to be RJ Barrett, who averaged 14.3 points, 5 rebounds, and also had a kind of inefficient year and couldn't hit a free throw that well as well. RJ, people are going to clown him because he's on the Knicks, but he's really the Knicks' future, and I feel like no matter what, he's going to be getting all the touches until RJ decides that he's had enough. And with that, I think if the Knicks can somehow sneak into like the 10-9 seed, they're going to be having like one All-Star, and RJ's going to be keep making them. And if he finds a way on another team, he could be a really elite scorer there too. Now I see him ending his career as a 4-time All-Star. In the star tier, I had no one, and in the superstar tier, I had the last 2 players, Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. I did not put them in the once-in-a-generation section because I feel like injuries is what's going to derail both of their careers. Ja with his legs and Zion with staying in shape. And because of that, I do not see him being a once-in-a-generation franchise changer. But I do see him being really good studs, both at their best, being an all-NBA second-team type player, maybe potentially Ja an all-NBA first-team type player. And yeah, I feel like they're going to be studs on their team, be elite scorers. Ja Morant's going to help this Grizzlies be close to a championship contender. And Zion, I don't know how he's going to do with the Pels, but if they decide to keep building on their young core, he could turn the Pels to near championship contenders. I don't know if they'll put him over the edge to be an NBA Finals winner with them being Finals MVP, but I think they'll be really close to it with both of them as their corner stars. What do you guys think about this long 2019 draft class career prediction video? Make sure to drop a like on the video, comment down below your opinions, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace out, guys.